Wow, guys, I remember back in the days when I started photography, I was so insecure when I was shooting in crowded places, when I was trying to shoot strangers in the street. I had this horrible feeling inside me that everyone was looking at me, that I was failing. So today, I don't even care anymore, and that's why I want to share with you 5 tips to get over social anxiety when shooting in the streets and in crowded places. Let's go! Good morning everyone, welcome to a new episode. Today I want to share something with you because I realized that back in the days I had huge social anxiety when I was shooting in the crowds. Or I don't know if you can call it social anxiety, but I remember being super afraid. I had that insecure feeling inside me. I was feeling like hell when I was shooting. I felt like, well, I didn't know what I was doing and everyone was judging me. And someone asked me the other day, DM me on Instagram, and he's like, hey, can you talk about it? Do you have any tips how we can get over that, because that person was really feeling it and has seen me shoot a lot in the streets lately and was wondering how that could work out. So today I put for you 5 tips that I think will really help you if you apply them. So if you're ready, we're gonna get started. But before that, I want to make a big announcement. Season 4 of the 30-day program is starting soon, and I want you to join this time. But I only want you to join if you want to progress, if you want some method that is unconventional and very practical. I believe in practice over theory, so I deconstructed my years of learning and broke them down in daily exercises and daily lessons that will push you to really practice and become better as a photographer. The goal is for you to take photos that you're proud of and that maybe will make you one day a pro photographer. Who knows? It really worked. It did for hundreds of students before you. Some of them even said that it changed their understanding of photography. And the best part, guys, is that there is personalized photo critiques during those 30 days. So please join me on that adventure. And with that being said, let's get back to our 5 tips. Tip number 1 is focus on the goal. Guys, this is the most important ever. When we're out there on the streets and there are tons of people around us looking at us and we don't know what we're doing with our camera, we have to get back in our head to focusing on the goal. What are we trying to shoot? How are we trying to shoot it? And what are we gonna do with that photo? If it's an epic photo that you really want to take, that you've been dreaming of, you need to keep that in mind. That way you can forget about all the rest and really make it happen. The single most important is really to get the shot after all. You know, it's not to look at what other people think or do, it is for you to get the shot, and the best way to get there is if you define your goal in your picture very specifically. So try that and then use the next 4 tips to actually make it easier. Tip number 2, guys, shut up the voice inside your head. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about you, obviously. I'm talking about the voice that keeps talking in your head. I don't know about you, but I have that one that never stops. It's like, oh, this is pretty, this is not pretty. Oh, look, you look dumb, you have too many cameras on you. Oh, why are you wearing a blue backpack? Why are you wearing an orange backpack? Oh, that person is looking at you. I mean, there's this voice inside your head at all times that keeps speaking and speaking and speaking. And the most important thing that you can do, especially when you're in crowded places, is making sure that it stops. And how do you actually have it to calm down? First of all, you can't really get rid of it because it's part of you, but it's not you. Remember, because you're the one hearing the voice, so you cannot be the voice. Just keep that in mind. We can dig into that in another video. But here is a super simple technique that works every time. Whenever you feel that that voice is too loud, you take 4-second exhale, you stop your breath for 4 seconds, so breath retention 4 seconds, and then you inhale for 4 seconds. And voila, and then you feel amazing, you're refocused, you can get back to your goal that you just defined via tip number 1, what photo you're trying to get here. And voila, once you're done, basically you're way calmer and you can refocus on the photo that you have defined as being your goal in tip number 1. And that way you will be able to enjoy the process versus fear it. So let's talk about tip number 3 now. Tip number 3, guys, is set the mood. Alright, why do I say set the mood? Simply because when I'm out there, it happened to me the other day at the airport, I was trying to get a shot in the middle of the crowd and I felt like super self-conscious for some reason. And what I did is actually I put my headphones in and I put some music and I set a completely different mood from whatever was around me. I basically got rid of all the noise and I tuned into my own universe. And once you do that, you actually get into your own universe, and that universe is usually happy. So instead of putting sad and depressing music, make sure you put something with high energy and like high beats. That way it makes you feel good inside and it will portray outside. And that way you can basically make getting your tip number one goal, your shot, almost like a game, you know, and you have your own music, you have your own soundtrack. It feels so good. Trust me, I do it all the time whenever I'm not feeling so great, and it really helps tune back into yourself versus whatever is happening around you. Get focused on that, not those people. There's no one actually right now, but you get the idea. As tip number 4 is super important, don't be a douche. I'm being serious. What do I mean by that? Don't do stuff to other people you wouldn't like them to do to you. How does it affect us? Simply, when I'm out there in the streets, I remember there was a point where I was trying different techniques to kind of get sneaky shots on people, and I felt so bad. I felt so guilty when I was doing it. And what I realized is that it's not for me, it's not my technique, I don't want to do that. I would feel terrible, to be honest, if you came to me and took a photo of me and just walked out. That feels so bad. If you see there is a girl eating there, there's someone smoking there are a ton of people passing by, if you just like literally creep on them and arrive and take a photo in their face, that's not nice. A lot of our anxiety might come from feeling guilty of trying that. Being a street photographer, taking photos in the street, people, strangers, crowds, doesn't mean that you have to be disrespectful, doesn't mean that you have to feel guilty. You can actually be a nice human being, have a big smile, take your photos, and most importantly, do stuff to people that only you would accept them to do to you in a nice and respectful way. Obviously, different countries, different rules and regulations, but keep that in mind, and also different cultures, so you might want to be careful with that one. But really, that really helped me, was simply doing stuff that I wouldn't mind other people to do to me in a nice and respectful way. So hope that one helps. Tip number 5, guys, is no one cares about you. Let me explain. No one, absolutely no one cares what you're doing, how you're taking photos, etc. Simply because everyone's too busy being on their phone nowadays. So what does that mean to you? For you, it simply means that you can do whatever you want and feel good about it, as long as you're not a douche. Remember tip number 4, focus on your goal. Tip number 1, and do what you have to do to get your shot. What is very important is for you to be able to forget the outside world, because at the end of the day, you know, all those people are living their own life. They don't have time to spend hours watching you. And let's be honest, if you saw someone, a tourist or anyone, take photos, would you really think in your head, oh my god, this guy is lame, or this guy is doing this, or this guy is doing that? You're too busy, you have somewhere to go, you have something to do, and so do other people. So don't worry about them, focus on your goal, and if you want your shot, you need to be able to get back to it, focusing on that particular system of how you can get there. And that has helped me so many times. I realized that there are crazy people everywhere. Just be one of them, running around with your camera, maybe dancing in the middle of the streets to get your shots. That's the best thing you can do, and you'll have a great time doing it too. Wow, so here we go, guys. Those are my 5 tips to overcome like kind of your anxiety of shooting in the crowds or with tons of people around. Remember, at the end of the day, you need to focus on what you want, and if that makes you happy to get good photos and to really push yourself into street photography, you gotta get out there. Just like when I started doing those videos and vlogging, I felt super awkward having people around me, but at the end of the day, if I want to get you that awesome video, I have no other choice. So here we go. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling when you're shooting out there. Do you have that anxiety? Do you not have it? I want to hear everything about you. And with that being said, guys, I got tons of other awesome videos here from Japan and also the Philippines coming up. So I want you to ring that notification bell right now. It's gonna make a huge chunk. It's gonna be amazing. And guys, last but not least, join the 30-day adventure to great photos. I want you in, and get out there, go shoot, try something different, try something new. See ya, bye.
So this is going to be very challenging. I already saw with you guys, people are very picky when it comes to taking pictures here. They're not comfortable being in front of the camera.
We got kicked out a few times.
Yeah,